most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them core. We call them core. People that use fiat currency, we call them core. We call them core. We call them core. We call them core. There's a name for them. We call them core. We call them core. Okay.
Right? Like, the point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever more. Forever.
Right. But I mean, we can all look Bitcoin sort of as
forever more.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them core. We call them core. People that use fiat currency, we call them core. We call them core. We call them core. We call them core.
Yes, man. Welcome to the Money Flow. Hey, welcome to the Peters Report. Today's Monday, right? Monday market check-in. I'm with Jess. We got our MFG new friend here, Ethan.
What's up, GP?
What's up, Ethan? What's up, GP?
You guys doing
What's
all
up,
right?
Ethan? Yeah, how are you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. That's our new intro.
Yeah, it's too good.
Little bubble, that's great, man.
There's a name for him.
Let's see. There's a name for him. James. What's up, James?
What's up, James?
So yes. MFG.
What's up, Christina?
There's Ben.
What's up, Ben?
Ben.
Are we gonna get that tax seminar for our dividend income shit going?
We're me and him are
We're definitely gonna need that this year because we're gonna re-rolling.
You're definitely gonna need accounting, huh? Making so much, counting it by the pounds, as Gucci says.
Yeah, I vote Ben for the next tax seminar ASAP because we're gonna need to know what to do. We got so many dividends, we already don't know. We already don't have time to check them. So like, we need someone to tell their taxes.
I have to check them.
Somebody's
I don't even get to my M1 dividends until Sunday. I just don't have time.
Yeah,
there's just too many.
There's too many. That's funny. I don't even usually count them, and then every so often I go check in with M1, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh wow,
nice.
Okay.
Because my Bidos held it in one.
Yeah, mine too.
But it,
like right before last week, I added a chunk to Bido, so I can't wait to see my next dividend.
Speaking of Bitcoin, I got the Bitcoin chart up right now. Me and Ethan were looking at it last night, and it looked like it was headed down, didn't it?
Yes, sir, it did.
Yeah. It looked like it was headed down. I don't know if you were watching close last night, Jess. It was down here,
Yeah,
I checked. It hit 99.5 and then turned right around.
Yeah.
Or 99.416.
I actually bought Doge and I bought some XRP actually too. I'm just a little concerned with
because if you trimmed XRP the other day and then added last night at 305, you're in the green.
Yeah, and I picked up some. I just bought a little, to be honest, because it looked like it was rolling over.
Yeah, like the other day I trimmed at 340, and then last night when I logged on it was 305. So I was like, you could just add half of it back and you're still in the profit.
Yeah.
I didn't end up buying though. Like the amount I trimmed was so little.
Yeah. I think I remember we talked about that. I was like, man, I wouldn't trim much of that on that it just
It was not, dude. It was literally like $100.
yeah, it just seems like, man, it just seems like it just wants to go up. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah,
just
it's just my XRP position
yeah, it's big,
is
right?
$6,500 and only 1,200 of it is mine.
Isn't
So
that
it's up
crazy?
$5,500. Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck? I'm up $5 grand. That's never happened to me before.
I have that going in Sol. Like my average buy price is like $28 or something a coin. And now it's like what 260, 270?
Yeah, remember when it was $8? And now I only
Mhm.
have 20 Sol. And looking back, I
I know.
only bought 20 Sol at $8. Come on, what was I thinking?
Well, it looked like shit was going to zero. That's what
Yes,
it
it did.
looked
No,
like. I
no,
mean,
no. I remember when it was $8. It did look
yeah,
like it was going to zero. So
yeah. And that's the thing. That's the thing with all of this. When Walgreens looks the absolute, you're like, why in the fuck did I buy this? That's when you look back and go, man, I knew I should have bought more. Like, you know,
yeah,
a year later, you're like, I knew it. It's like, no, you didn't. It's like
yeah. Sol did look like it was going to zero when it was $8.
everything did, right?
And
Like, I
not
mean,
only that, when Sol was super cheap, I have like 3 NFT collections stacked up to the wall on Sol. So it's like if any of those NFTs take off, like then I'm good. Like so much of my Sol is in NFTs. So that's why I only have 20 Sol coins, because I was like during that time buying a shit ton of NFTs on Sol.
mhm.
So it's like that's also why I don't have that much Sol, because it's all in NFTs.
That was yeah. You do like art.
Yeah.
Get this fucking dope, man.
Like I didn't even care if it went to zero. It was just fun minting NFT, learning how to like experiencing like minting NFTs.
Yeah, for sure. These yeah, I mean that look at these dojis, man. Damn. The yeah, you got to do that. That's how you learn everything, right? You experiment. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, I don't know how that works." Well, click the fucking button, dude. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's you don't know how a fucking video game works. Do you put it in and start playing it? Like, oh, just finally joined the MFG. I'm no longer a retard.
I love it.
That's tweetable.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Oh my god, that's awesome!
I
Welcome.
wish I'd have bought more Sol. All the shit coins seem to be on the Sol network. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of them. I'm guessing the reason we got that big pump out of Sol this week because Trump's coin Melania's coin dropped today or last night.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
I just refuse to even acknowledge or play. Like I'm just not like.
It's almost vomitous.
Yeah, I'm not going to let the president of the United States get me involved in meme coin crazes. Like I absolutely refuse.
I absolutely agree as well.
Yeah. And anybody gets the idea of posting them in Discord, when I delete it, I'm going to block you. Just putting it out there, man. We're not chasing meme coins because of Trump. But you can. You're free to. Everybody's free to do their thing, man. Let's see. What did Ben say? Jess on her Biggie Smalls flow. Can't wait for her to start rapping. Got 2 rides, a limousine with a chauffeur, phone bill at 2 G's flat. No need to worry about. Oh, I remember that line. No need to worry. My accountant handles that.
I love it.
Biggie Smalls, man. Now, because of Diddy, though, they're saying that he might have been getting diddied. That's hard for man. He's fucking up my head. They're saying that he may have been doing that to Tupac.
Okay, they can't talk about people who are dead. Like
I know,
you don't do
man.
that. You don't do that.
They are though. They're saying that like he's turning everybody out.
You can't talk about someone who's not here to defend themselves. It's absolutely
they're
a waste of time.
They're doing it. It's in the papers. All right, let's check Dogecoin. I bought Dogecoin last night too. And Doge is now back above. I mean, this is a nice little setup here.
I think I'm gonna add to Doge right now.
Yeah, I think right now would be a good time. Man, look at these, man. These dojis on crypto, man. These dojis are like the one thing I've figured out about the doji, the misconception of the doji. I've been talking to you for a while about this, haven't I? Just my obsession with dojis recently. They're like little prophetic visions, you know. It's like it may not happen immediately, but man, get ready. That's so
Right. You always got to be ready.
You always got to be ready, and the doji is like right there, just telling you. Man, look at that anchor. Let me take that one off. I call these. I don't know if you know this, Ethan. You may hear me. I call them kangaroo tails.
Yeah.
I tend to ignore those. So if I was going to draw, like if that's my anchor point, I don't know that I'm putting my stop that far down.
Yeah, that'd be a wide stop.
That's a wide one. You might do a little bit. So one of the things I used to do to kind of merge the two, I would do a 2-part stop. I'd have half of it way the fuck down here and the other half where right around in here.
Yeah, I like that.
Once it was established, once we get the box going sideways, but that doji right there, you see that, Jess?
Yeah.
Bam.
When you zoom into crypto on the smaller time frames too, it's so clean. The price movement.
Right. Especially on the 1 hour.
Yeah.
The problem we have is the leverage. You need leverage to short-term trade it.
Right.
Now, Coinbase has a Dogecoin contract, and it's I want to say it's about $1,000 a contract, but it gives you I think it's 3 or 5x the Doge.
Oh shit.
And the cool thing about it is you don't have the time decay that you have with an option. With futures, you don't have.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you have an options contract in a way, but you don't have the decay that the option contract has. You do have the deadline of the futures contract coming, but you could just roll it forward if
Right.
If I think we were texting this morning, Ethan. I used to trade futures originally, and but it's been a long time. And then I know I have friends that day trade using futures, I guess option futures contracts, which make now we're doing futures and we're doing options, but it's on the fucking NASDAQ.
Yeah, see, I don't do I can't add in the options. Whenever I add in options,
yeah,
however much money there is to be lost, I'll lose that and then some. Like I don't understand it. Whereas when it's just the futures contracts, just to buy and sell, it's like, okay, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's why would I keep doing that? But that's just me.
I hate options.
Well, what Michael Crow says, options give you options.
Ew.
He always says that.
Let's never talk about options again. How about that?
Jordan Stevens says, how do we hedge portfolio on second income stream? Have y'all talked about this yet? First, Jordan, how much money do you got in the second income stream? Give us a roundabout. And if you say $2,000 and you're talking about hedging it, I'm going to punch you. Because you should be worried about getting money in, not hedging. Most of the time when we talk about the hedging thing, most people, they're worried about shit that don't matter. Meaning we're trying to get too fancy too soon. I always tell people you should get rich and then get legal. Sometimes people will be they'll be like, oh, I got to do this, and all this bullshit. They got business cards and they ain't even sold a product. Like,
right.
Yeah. Me and Jess have sold a lot of books and shit. We don't have business cards. I mean, don't need one. Don't need don't need an LLC. We don't need any of that. We're just making money, man.
Yeah.
People will get it too far ahead. So he's got $5,000. What are you going to hedge, bro? The way to hedge that is just put fucking money in your account. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now he changed it. I mean, hedge to profit on the way down. Okay, well, that's not a hedge. A hedge is like buying insurance. I fully anticipate my hedges to go to nothing. So one way you could do it, I know my man Todd does these rolling puts on the S&P, but he's delusional.
Puts?
Yeah, he's delusional if he thinks those are going to protect him. He'll have like $5,000 in puts, but his account's $1 million. It's like that shit is not going to go up that much. I think the natural flow of dividends is a hedge. Every Friday, I collect like $1,000 in dividends. Those dividends hit the account and give you access to 2, 3, as much as 4,000 day trading. So the massive flow of dividends is a natural hedge. Instead of spending money on puts and calls, you're collecting money. So you're already have that. And the other way is to buy shit that's going up when the market's going down. That could be bonds. It could be stocks. Because think about this, Jess, and I know you know this. If you get good at the homework board, right?
Right.
You're going to have some shit probably going up when the market's coming down. Because you're going to see, oh, this sector's breaking out, right?
Yeah.
So we could take advantage of that, and we could do that. Or we could just gross the fuck out and just go down this options thing and start talking about month expiration. This is what people, when they don't have much money in the stock market, will do like hedge fund managers going and it's like, bro, don't even bother. You could also, here's one thing you could do, Jordan, just fucking short the market. Keep it simple, bro. Just if you're maintaining that 30% to, you got 30% withdrawal to your balance. If the market starts to roll over, just short the S&P or the Qs. You could do it through, you could buy an inverse fund. So like, think about it. If he bought $1,000 of the S&P 500, what is it? The UP, what the fuck is it? UPX.
SPXU?
Yeah, SPXU. So if he's got a $5,000 account, it's pretty much going to follow, the S&P, right?
Right.
So now here's the problem, though. Look at these funds; they go straight down. These are the inverses to the stock market. This is what we're trying to hedge, guys. What we're trying is little moments of panic,
Yeah.
And it's like, look how little those are. I mean, it just keeps going down. Well, the reason it's going down is the fucking S&P is going up, man. And these are on a weekly chart. So this is what we're hedging. Something that goes straight up. 70% of the time, market goes up. And what we're worried about is every so often when it goes down. I think the best way to hedge yourself, honestly, is just to not be all in, like we do a percentage. So as long as you're maintaining that percentage and as long as you're collecting dividends and as long as you're looking for shit that's breaking out to run to the upside, you're going to have some winners. You're going to have dividends coming in and you shouldn't be all margined out anyway. So I think that creates a natural hedge without worrying about it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
And one way someone said, would you short with the SQQ? You could do that, or you could just short the motherfucking Qs. And how do you do that? Remember when we were first shorting, Jess? You were like, I don't want to short. I don't need to short. And then you do it, though. Once you click that button and that bitch goes down and you make money, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, especially in day trading. I mean, I don't really care to short on the daily, but day trading, obviously, if you don't know how to short, like, you have to.
Bitcoin's down $3,000 in this 15-minute candle.
Is it really? Are you on a 15-minute chart?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Bitcoin.
The candle's still open for another 5 minutes, but
look at that. This has
yeah.
got to be something, right?
Hey, and that's what I told you last night. Like, why do I not have the ability to catch that? You know what I mean?
It's I'll tell you, it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm using we need the leverage, and there's every place that does leverage is banned in Texas, Louisiana, and Florida. BitX or whatever. Now I've heard of people putting a VPN on and then using someone else's address. And since you do everything online anyway, I don't know how hard they're cracking down on that because they're going to notice I guess it doesn't matter where your bank is located, right? But that's the way people are getting around it. And you can trade with 50-to-1 leverage. So then you can day trade Bitcoin.
Wow.
Now, what I use is a 30-minute chart. This is pretty much what I use for my swing trades. And I got out on Friday.
Yeah.
Let's see, so, and man, I was, and now sometimes, this is what I was telling you at night. Like I've been trading all day. That's why I was telling Ethan, you need to trade some big ass Bitcoin positions for us because I'm trading all day. If I do it all night too, I'm going to be not only divorced, probably left somewhere. Like I can't just trade 24 hours a day,
Hey, you're gonna end up needing that divorce attorney after all.
Right, right. And I would love to. I mean, you know me, I'll trade all fucking day. Like, and sometimes I do because I'm checking it at night, obviously. But I'm uncomfortable carrying heavy weight.
Well, I think we're gonna need to figure out a way around it anyway, because like even on Coinbase, as much as I like that platform, they're still limited on hours. Whereas like we need a broker that you can be active on at 2:30 in the morning on a Sunday morning.
They're limited to the futures contracts.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So that runs 24 hours a day.
Whereas like we need
Sunday at 4 till Friday at 4 or whatever.
Yeah. Whereas like we need something that we can trade the spot itself with leverage.
Spot price of Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
BitGet or whatever was one. Now here's the problem too. A lot of these companies are offshore.
It just gapped up 1,800 and this candle.
What is happening?
I don't know.
Let's put it on a 1 minute.
That's a lot of movement.
And you can actually day trade. Look at that's a money flow pattern too.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I'm sure you've sat and watched we train on this a lot. And me and Jess get together, we'll watch the 1 minute and the 5 minute. Here's our anchor. Boom. Look at this. This is so perfect, man. This is just picture perfect.
Yeah, that move was so powerful. I just see a gap on mine.
Have you played with this money flow indicator at all?
Yeah, we were talking about that on recording we did.
It works better for crypto
like last week,
than other things do. The RSI is just too sensitive for crypto.
Right.
But like here, if you look at it, it only went extreme a few times.
Yeah.
And when it does, man, and now if you combine that with watching for a doji, man, come on, man. Like, and then you got a little discipline and but you see how fast it moves, man. So,
well, and that's the other thing too, is I
trade both sides on Bitcoin like that though. Like it moves too fast.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is you need to make sure the executions were there.
Right. Jess will be trying to play both sides. She'll be long and short.
Well, I mean,
I'll just blow our money.
I mean, I feel like you have to have that ability, right? Like if there's a clean $5,000 range to the downside, you know what I mean? I think.
Right. If you, especially the more the box, and that's the thing. If you try to play both sides every trade, like if I'm not long, I'm short, you're gonna lose your ass.
Well, yeah, for sure. I do
that every once in a while, right? Like
when I just mean the obvious stage 3's turning stage 4. You know what I mean? With a clear stage 1, like I said, 2-3 grand, 4 grand down.
Like here is obvious to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so it's hitting the wall, right? The 200 day hits it, confirms it, hits it. Dude, I'm looking for a break down or a break up, right?
Yeah.
The moment that, I mean, if you're fast enough, so if you're waiting on that, I mean, there you go. Boom. As soon as it broke, man. And on this, you had time, because you had that sideways movement.
Well, and that's that zone that it pulled back to is right around like that 12 o'clock this morning before it ran up. So, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you can see those and identify those, and like here we are moving back down,
And dude, look at these ranges. Fuck. That's what you want on day trading. You need ranges.
Right. Well, and that's what's crazy is like a big range on NASDAQ might be 200 points. A big range on Bitcoin is 6 grand, 7 grand. It's wild.
So I'd be stopped out there.
Yeah.
If I'd have got in, as this is my anchor, I'm getting in somewhere in here. We start to run. Yeah. See, there's one. You wouldn't even have made any money. I mean, but it may hold up though. Right.
Right.
And then I would just get right back in.
Yeah. On my chart, it just came back through to fill that gap. And the 2 minutes creeping higher. So yeah, we might be moving higher.
And so if I was day trading and got knocked out there, it's pretty much an even, right? You depend on when you got in. That's the problem with getting in way up here.
Yeah.
Like if you miss a move and your anchor's way down here, I mean, we haven't even, I'll do that. But then as soon as it came back down, I would have been out, you know?
Right. Well, it's the same way, like we were talking about the real precise entries. Like say it moved stage 1 a little bit longer at the bottom there. That really, I mean, you're jumping the gun a little bit, but that's where you can,
oh,
you know what I mean?
Look at this.
Because to me, that's where you can get the tightest possible stop. And on something like Bitcoin, that's absolutely what you're going to want, or at least what I'm going to want.
I'd be in right here, man.
You know, and and obviously that's not buying at the first green candle. You know what I mean? But you have all your other indicators and system in place to follow, you know, and that's the thing is like when 3 or 4 of the 5, 6 boxes are ticked for me, like I have to click the button. You know what I mean? Especially when I can get a tight stop.
Have you ever I'll have to do naked trading with him, Jess?
Yeah, you guys should do naked trading.
I used to do naked trading a lot. No indicators, man. We're just trading price action.
That's how I started, was just pure price action. So that's why I feel like that's why it's, I don't know, it's gotten easier. Like after learning the money flow, is I've already been reading price, you know, and then you add it on top of it, and it's just very powerful.
You're already way ahead now since you started naked.
Well, it's like I was telling.
Don't say that around to professor students. They'll start taking their clothes off.
He's always naked trading.
They have a different perspective over there.
He's literally naked trading with
them. They think that means hey, we're in Puerto Rico, wherever they're at. You know?
Oh, good Lord.
That's fucking serious.
They were trying to get me to I'm supposed to go to Puerto Rico, wherever, and I was like, I'm not a swinger, right? Like
so you and I, we're gonna do naked trading, but we are very much gonna keep our clothes on.
Keep our clothes on, right? So what we're talking about is no indicators. I used to do it. Remember, just I would get mad and I'd be like, "You guys don't even fucking deserve indicators."
Yeah,
I would take them off. I would just be going off on this fucking. That was fun. Take off all the.
Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and I would do that based on questions. Like based on your question, you shouldn't even have an indicator. But it does help you. I used to print off charts, you know. I used to, because we download them at the end of the day, and I would draw my box.
We might be holding above the 5.
Yeah, I'm in it. I would have gotten in with that circle there, but if look at this to the left. This to me, that's support, you know, or at least a demand zone. Sometimes I'll talk about demand zones, and to me, demand zones are they're different than support and resistance. And when I say I mean, you have a lot of activity there, not just like, one time.
Well, and I used to use like precise price levels, you know, and then I started drawing zones, and I found that when I started drawing zones, it worked out a lot better. I mean, because you might even be 50 points off and get a reaction, you know,
right?
Like within the box you drew, you know.
That's the
but when you draw a level and price wicks down exactly to it, something else.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like hitting a hole in one or something, or like a fucking home run when you're playing. You get up to the bat, boom!
I always say to my wife, I'm like, look at that. You can't fucking make that up. You see that?
Yeah. And they're not near as impressed as you are.
Right. No, not at all. Like, ooh, wow. You put a line on the chart. Good for you.
I used to print all of mine off because we didn't have like now, and to be a day trader was super expensive. It was like $200 a month just for data. It was crazy. And then it was $395 a trade. So I would print off shit all the time. And we go on vacation, I'd have stacks of fucking charts, right? Yeah. And then I got this book. I wish I kind of got these. This is when I was first. These books you would select 20 things, 50 things, and it would show up at your house like every Saturday morning. They printed it in New York on Friday. They shipped them out. Shit was expensive, but it had all the indicators, and you would open it up, and you could just flip through it. And I would mark it up like I knew what I was doing. I'd draw trend lines with my rulers, and I'd be like, "Look, you see how it broke?" And you're showing people. Nobody cares.
No, they don't. They really don't.
Then your wife's like, "I get it. Above green line, buy. Below green line, real hard." Yeah.
Yeah, now we're moving higher. Just like, I mean, it's just wild, the volume in one candle, $1,600 in one 1 minute candle.
I love this. Steven. What's up, Steven? Stocks go up 70% of the time. Basic religion of the money flow right there. Don't worry about shorting. Worry about mitigating risk and preparing for S1 setups. That is a great strategy. If, especially the newer you are. Definitely, I would put off shorting until you've been in a minute. I mean, Jess, you've been trading with me a while before.
Yeah, at least, but for day trading, you need to know how to short right away.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
what you're
obviously.
missing though is that you had years to prepare to receive that information. People who have never heard this, you're going to slow their growth by giving them advanced concepts.
Oh no, I know, but if someone was going to start off as a day trader
I would
without
not.
experience,
Did I short at all when we were first doing it?
I feel like you're always saying no shorting.
Yeah. I'm telling you, if you teach someone to short, you are going to damage their learning. I'm not making this up.
I see what you're saying.
I have no interest in changing. I'm telling you, if you teach people to short, you will fuck them in their learning ability if you teach them in the beginning. They will be so confused. You're immediately going to subject them to, should I be long or be short? You need to teach them one thing, and then they can prove they can do that consistently before they go to another thing.
Right.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I agree.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, everything I do is because I really believe that is the best way. So we're in that, we're headed up. And now there are the rare pupils that are just naturals. Say someone like Dan. Feels like Dan can learn faster than other people.
Well, he's just like a natural at like investing or making
right.
money.
And so shit just makes sense to him. Remember, like we were talking about the second income stream. Some people have been in 3 years, and the questions they were asking were just like, you don't understand. Yeah. And then another person, I could show it to them in 10 minutes, and they totally get it. Yeah, I would be careful of that. Or if you've taught them, make them like today. You have to pick a side. You cannot go to the other side. Because if they do, they'll never just develop that buy skill.
Yeah, definitely not.
The buy skill. Like you had that at first. Remember, like you weren't trimming on threes. You would just buy stage ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that meant your account grew because you just put money in, buy ones, put money in, buy ones.
Yeah.
You all of a sudden you teach a guy shorting in and out. He's fucking in and out, trimming threes. I mean, he just never actually develops any sort of a base is what happens.
He's gonna self-destruct.
Yeah. Now some people, I wasn't one. I was not a child prodigy when it came to trading. I have met them. Where within a month, they know everything I know, other than they haven't seen a lot of action. But I know a guy, dude, when he started trading 6-7 hours a day, he would paper trade previous data. Like he would get the data, like using Meta, what is that? Meta, whatever platform?
MetaTrader.
And he would back trade. He would go to like the the 90s and day trade through the tech crash. He would go like literally, he just spent money to get all of this data, and instead of work, he would paper trade 6 to 8 hours every fucking day, all day long, every day, day after fucking day, until he got consistent. And then he went in big. I mean, but his learning, it was like 3 months. Like,
yeah.
But he put a massive amount of learning in a very short period of time,
Yeah, not a lot of people want to do that.
No, they're half-assed doing it, trying to work it into their fucking financed wedding to fucking France or something. And
right.
Yeah.
And when they're not doing that, they're spooning.
Or spooning. It's like fucking, I mean, there's just half-assed doing it. Three Musketeers of the money flow.
That's awesome.
I like that.
I like that.
I like the actual story of the three Musketeers. I always wanted to be a sword fighter. Except those Spanish swords, bro, they're kind of thin. They're weird, right?
Yeah.
My man says, caught in the Matrix. Hell yeah.
I don't even. I'm out of that.
I think this is who we traded with. We traded with
Luis. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just joined Discord too, didn't he? Did he not? I think somebody named Luis just joined.
I should know that, but you know, we did a sell this week or this weekend, and or not wasn't really a sell, but a promotion to get people in, and yeah, I hope he was one of them.
I feel like I seen.
It always surprises me some of the people that come in, and I'm like, you haven't been in, bro? Like, here he is.
I will also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship and bring back free speech to America.
Oh, hell.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go. TikTok.
Like you were saying, everybody's freaking out. It's like the CEO's going to be standing next to this man. What are you worried about?
Yeah, I'm like kind of excited.
Never again will the immense power of the state be weaponized to persecute political opponents. Something I know something about. We will not allow that to happen. It will not happen again. Under my leadership, we will restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law.
Free Wes Watson. I would have invited Wes.
We are going to bring law and order back to our cities.
Damn. Watch out. Gucci Mane, don't be trapping.
This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life.
Damn, I don't even know what that means. Some of these, I'm not sure if we're supposed to clap.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to stay neutral.
Yeah, I don't know what he means.
Until I hear things that I know about.
Based.
Oh, hell. Watch, here it comes. Men will be men.
As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
I just said it. No trainings. That's what he said. He's about to go crazy now. Fox News. Look at that face.
Dude, this is hilarious.
I feel like he changed his hair.
This week, I will reinstate any service members who were unjustly expelled from our military for objecting to the COVID vaccine mandate with full back pay.
Full back pay. You should do that for nurses and shit.
Right.
Maybe he's coming.
And TikTokers.
And I will sign an order to stop our warriors from being subjected to radical political theories and social experiments while on duty. It's going to end immediately.
What does that mean? I didn't know they did that.
Our armed forces will be freed to focus on their sole mission, defeating America's enemies.
Whoa. That sounds mean. I feel like we're mean. We're being mean. Who are our enemies, though? Like,
probably China.
Do we have an actual enemy right now? Like I guess Al Qaeda, and I don't know.
Like in 2017, we will again build the strongest military the world has ever seen. We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into.
Exxon. Now we got to get to the oil companies. Drill, baby. That's what's coming next. He's just paying everybody back right now. This is what this is.
Right.
Their stocks on Tuesday, they're going to take off based on this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to rip. That's why I want to hear something about crypto.
Will be that of a peacemaker and unifier. That's what I want to be.
That's why we're going to build the army. Peaceful.
I'm pleased to say that as of yesterday, one day before I assumed office, the hostages in the Middle East are coming back home.
Oh, yeah, they were
to their families.
Give that shit back. Trump's coming. We got to give him back. This motherfucker's talking about building the army. Like, buying all the Bitcoin.
Bitcoin GP. It's going to be huge.
It'll be huge. Bezos there.
America will
Elon
reclaim
Musk.
its rightful place as
Tim
the
Cook.
greatest, most powerful, most respected
All the
nation on
billionaires.
earth, inspiring the awe and admiration of the entire world.
They love us. They
A
love
short
us. We're
time
huge.
from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf
America.
of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and we will restore the name of a great president, William McKinley, to Mount McKinley, where it should
Damn,
be
we're
and where it
renaming
belongs.
monuments.
We're renaming oceans. What the fuck?
So Mexicans don't get to pick. We do. That's what he said. It's crazy.
President McKinley made our country very rich
Nobody even
through
knows who that
tariffs
is.
and through
Hey,
talent,
people that make maps
He
are
was a
like, write that
natural
down, write that
businessman.
down.
and gave Teddy Roosevelt the money for many of the great
just
things he
named a
did, including
monument.
the Panama Canal, which has foolishly been given to the country of Panama after the United
Oh,
States.
we're taking everything
The
back we
United
gave away.
States, I mean, think of this, spent more money than ever spent on a project before and lost 38,000 lives
Damn. Panama
in the
Canal.
building of the Panama Canal.
Fuck it. It's ours
We
now.
have been treated very badly from this foolish gift that should have never been made.
Uh-oh.
And Panama's promise to us has
India.
been broken.
Indian
The
givers.
purpose of our deal and the spirit of our treaty has been totally violated. American ships are being severely overcharged
They're being molested.
and not treated fairly in any way,
They
shape,
molest our
or
sailors.
form. And that includes the United States Navy.
See?
And above all, China is operating the
China.
Panama
Didn't take
Canal,
long.
and we didn't give it to China. We
Damn.
gave it to Panama.
You know he
and
doesn't
we're
like the
taking it
Chinese,
back.
bro. This man does not like the Chinese. I don't know why.
Hey, he said, why do you call it the Chinese virus? Because it comes from China.
So yeah, you can't be that open. You can't be that honest, bro. You have to
Right.
take it down a notch.
Above all, my message to Americans today is that it is time for us to once again act with courage, vigor, and the vitality of history's greatest civilization. So as we liberate our nation, we will lead it to new heights of victory and success. We will not be deterred. Together, we will end the chronic disease epidemic and keep our children safe, healthy, and disease-free. The United States will once again consider itself a growing nation.
We're growth
One
stock,
that
baby.
increases
Oh
our
my
wealth,
God,
expands
Steven's
our
gonna be drunk.
territory, builds our cities, raises our expectations, and carries our flag into new and beautiful horizons.
We are growth stock.
And we will pursue our manifest destiny into the
Manifest
stars,
destiny.
launching American astronauts
That was the
to
reason we
plant
killed
the
the
stars
Indians.
and stripes on the planet Mars.
We're going to Mars. Manifest fucking destiny. Say rules apply. Anything goes. Wow. That's a crazy connection. Manifest destiny was going from the East Coast to the West Coast. Any
Right.
fucking means necessary.
Ambition is the
No,
lifeblood
this is
of a great
intergalactic
nation.
GP.
Yeah,
And
we're
right
headed to
now, our
fucking Mars.
nation
Get in the
is
way.
more ambitious than any other. There's no nation like our nation.
We're huge.
Americans are explorers, builders, innovators, entrepreneurs, and
TikTokers.
pioneers.
Oh my God.
The
Live
spirit
streamers.
of the frontier is written into our hearts.
Day
The
traders.
call of the next great adventure resounds
Bitcoin.
from within our souls. Our American ancestors turned a small group of colonies on the edge of a vast continent into a mighty republic of the most extraordinary citizens on earth.
Wow.
No
Who
one
wrote
comes
that?
close. Americans pushed thousands of miles through a rugged land of untamed wilderness.
Damn.
They crossed deserts, scaled mountains, braved untold
Get
dangers,
goosebumps.
won the Wild West, ended slavery, rescued millions from tyranny,
Rescue. We saved
lifted
the
billions
Indians.
from poverty, harnessed electricity, split the atom,
Come on, baby.
launched mankind into the heavens, and put the universe of human knowledge into the palm of the human hand. If we work together, there is nothing we cannot do, and no dream we cannot achieve.
He's like, and China did not do
Many people
that.
thought it was impossible for
China
me to
did not
stage
do
such
anything.
a
They sold all
historic
our
political comeback. But as you see today, here I am. The American people have spoken.
Here I am.
Here I am, the American dream. I am the ultimate male.
Look at that smile.
I'm back.
Right.
I'm back,
Daddy's
bitches.
home.
Oh man.
You trying to shoot me? You trying to kill me? I'm still here.
Right, he's still here.
I stand before you
Look how
now
white
as
his
proof
teeth
that
are.
you should never believe that something is impossible to do. In
Law of
America,
attraction.
the
Not fucking
impossible
leaving,
is
guys.
what we do best.
Law of attraction. I thought it. Look what happened. That's what you need to do. No more welfare. Just think it.
From New York to Los Angeles, from Philadelphia to
Seek
Phoenix,
prosperity.
from Chicago to Miami,
Oh,
from
hell.
Houston to right here in Washington, D.C.
Oh my God.
Our country was forged and
Proud
built
to
by the
be
generations of
America.
patriots who gave everything they had for our
Amen.
rights and for our freedom.
Yeah, yeah.
They were farmers and soldiers, cowboys and factory workers, steel workers and coal miners,
Yeah, coal mine.
police officers and pioneers who
Coal
pushed
miners.
onward, marched forward,
Hey,
They
that's some
traded
grit
and let
behind
no
it.
obstacle
coal
defeat their
miners.
spirit
That
or
was a
their
gift
pride.
to the coal miners.
Right.
Together they laid down the railroads,
They laid pipe.
raised up the skyscrapers, built
Skyscrapers.
great highways, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and
Damn.
communism,
Greatest
and
generation.
triumphed over every single challenge that
I
they
like Jess's
faced.
generation. Let's see.
After all we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in American history.
Oh hell.
With your help, we will restore America promise, and
S&P
we
up.
will rebuild the nation that we love, and we love it so much.
All the indices are up.
We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under
Under
God.
God, indivisible.
So to every parent who dreams for their child and every child who dreams for their future, I am with you. I will fight for you, and I will win for you. We're going to win like never before.
We're gonna win big, huge.
And our pockets are going to
You're
win
gonna
big
get
too. Ain't
tired
that
of
right,
winning.
Deej?
You're gonna get tired of winning.
Thank you.
He's like, I don't even come out of the White House for free.
Right.
They should have. I get the bag right there. He should have started playing it.
Right.
And my-
Thank
here comes Gucci. He's my
In
new
recent
ambassador
years,
of
our nation
opportunity.
has suffered greatly.
Ambassador of
We are going to bring
opportunity.
it back and make it great again, greater than ever before. We will be a nation like no other, full of compassion, courage, and exceptionalism. Our power
I feel
will
like you
stop
guys are
all
exceptional.
wars and bring a new spirit of
Thank you,
unity
GP. I
to a
think you're
world that
exceptional.
has been angry, violent, and totally unpredictable.
Damn.
America will be respected again and admired again, including by people of
Including
religion,
Miami.
faith, and goodwill. We will be
will not just be
prosperous.
thought of as a
We will
party
be
city.
proud. We will
Yeah,
be
right.
strong, and we will win
Bitcoin
like never
city.
before. We will not be conquered. We will not be intimidated.
Nope.
We will not be
we won't.
broken.
Nope.
And we will not fail. From this day on, the United States of America will be a
Reports
free,
TikTok.
sovereign, and independent nation. We will stand bravely.
Damn.
We will live proudly. We will dream boldly. And
Yeah, I don't care
nothing
if you
will
like 'em or
stand
not,
in our
that's a
way
hell of a
because
speech.
we are Americans. The
Yeah, I like it.
future is ours.
Yeah, that's a good speech.
And our golden age has just begun.
Damn.
Thank you.
Damn.
God bless
GP,
America.
golden
Thank
age,
you all.
yes.
Thank you.
God. At least,
Damn.
obviously, God wanted me here.
go.
Thank you very much.
That's what he's gonna say. I've been chosen by God. I don't know what to say. God chose me. That's why. Who are these people? These are the people that probably put a lot of work in for him.
Yeah, that looks like his fan base.
Yeah. All a little overweight. Nobody works out. Look at it. Everyone there
Ladies
is
and
like
gentlemen,
kind of big
performing
boys.
America the Beautiful, please welcome the Armed Forces Chorus and Carrie Underwood.
Oh my God, Carrie Underwood. I
Please
would have had
tell me-
Gucci Mane, man. I would have
Yeah,
had
Gucci Mane. Seriously,
on,
I don't want to hear country.
Yeah, I want to
She's
hear
gonna
some
throw
I
us
Get the
on.
Bag, goddammit.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would've had Gucci.
seriously. It would have been way more.
I had Wes Watson open up. Listen, fools.
Hey, you'd have to bring him out in his orange jumpsuit still, though.
100%.
Fresh out of
Because
pen.
it's Bitcoin orange, though.
Right.
We may have finished it early on. About the same for real.
What the fuck?
Look at her eyelash. Oh, she's blinged out though with that bracelet.
Is my computer? There's this.
Oh,
Look at Biden's watch, that Rolex right there.
Hey, what
That's
if he
the
popped out with a
presidential.
Richard Mill on?
Yeah, look at that bling hitting, bro. That watch, I bet, is probably 50 grand if that's the presidential Rolex. Oh,
wow.
look at these diamonds.
Diamonds hitting, diamond dancing like James Brown.
Dance.
You ever heard that song?
Look in the background. Fucking
look at him.
Bill's like, we can smoke. It's no, we can smoke. Look how boring she's dressed. Jesus, she must be like a interior secretary of something. Like only the wives can dress hot. Everybody that works for the government has to dress like in fucking muumuus.
I mean, it makes sense that the president and his clan are the only ones to show their ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is she singing? Did we lose volume?
That's what I'm saying. Is my computer acting up? I can hear you guys, but I can't hear them.
That's weird. Oh no, I think they're waiting because I don't see her lips moving.
You know the words.
You have nice lips.
Oh, beautiful for spacious.
Oh God, what's her name behind it?
Amber waves of gray.
The whole group is singing.
For purple
Those diamonds, dude. Blinged out.
Hey, Bitcoin's dropping.
Blinged out.
America, God shed His grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Does anyone believe Biden knows the words? Look at Trump staring at her. He's like, she's so hot. Like he's fixing to be president. That's probably thinking that.
Probably. He's a man.
Yeah.
Listen, how you guys all think?
Ladies
all
and
day?
gentlemen,
I'd be like, I like your
Fisher will now
eyebrows.
introduce the benediction clergy.
Oh God.
I now call on Rabbi Ari Berman, Pastor Lorenzo Sewell,
Okay.
and Reverend Frank Munn to provide.
Okay. Oh, that was a lot. Don't you think? $20. Clinton gets her number at the ceremony. He said they need.
Probably all having an orgy after.
They need. Oh
They're having
man.
a freak after this inauguration.
They
It's
would.
gonna be a
They
freak
would.
off. They're gonna have a freak off.
This is when Epstein would make most of his money, man. Like now Epstein's not there. What are they gonna do? There's
He'd
no
be
Diddy,
licking- he'd be
no
licking his
Epstein.
lips.
How are we gonna party? Like,
He'd
Bill
be-
Clinton's over there going, "Fuck." That guy's name's on both of those lists. Oh,
Isn't
he's
it
like,
just?
I don't know what they're talking about, man. Oh, think about it. Seriously, that dude's name's on both lists. And he's like, yeah, I don't know why they would do that. Like, all right, so we got Bitcoin breaking out above. It's got to get above this 107 range, right? I mean, I think originally I was saying it wasn't unless it got over 107 or, but that range was pretty goddamn big. Was it 108 or whatever, all the way down to 90? I mean, what is that? It's almost a $20,000 range, ain't it?
Yeah.
No, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 20 fucking grand right there from 90 to fucking
From the
almost
low
110.
on the
Yeah.
13.
Wow, it doesn't seem like it would be that much, but it really is that much. It's crazy.
Yeah,
copper,
that's a $20,323 swing.
God bless, man.
Yeah.
And a doji called the top.
Yep.
I mean, I had that on there the moment that, boom. And then if I get a doji like that at the top of a big move, okay, there's nothing more obvious.
Well, that's what I saw yesterday, and I texted you. I said, I think it's moving lower.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean forever, but when you get those dojis, it's fucking stopping.
Yeah.
But, on a trading note, see if you guys can see this. You see right in here, when I marked this, I have 4, 3, 1. I'm kind of showing the stages.
Yeah.
But you start to run, and then you get to pull back. If this candle gets violated, like it breaks below that candle, if I'm short-term trading, I'm out.
Right.
If I get a bunch of inside candles, then I kind of assume it's going to head up. As long as the candles stay inside that bar and they're above the 5, I'm cool. The only problem is when you get a really big pop, and let's say you didn't take any off and you start to get some inside bars, you hate to ride it all the way down,
Right.
So those can be decisions you make on the spot.
Yeah, because it just came back to retest that zone before it moved. God knows how much. I can't see the top of it, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, those are tough in trading. But if you get them where it goes red, boom, I'm out. And then it goes red. I'm waiting for that first break above all these reds,
Right.
If I'm day trading and you got it above the 20, I mean, that to me is easy. You're back in the trade.
Well, and look at the 5 and the 10 as well. I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah. Coming in. And most of the time, your best moves are going to happen when everything comes together.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to play that song all the time by the Beatles, Come Together. I would always do the Joe Cocker version because I think his is it's sexier. But you get that in your head. Come together.
Right.
Godsmack has a pretty good damn version too, man. But if you play that song over and over, it'll just remind you, man, if you get 5, 10, 20 all coming together, prices there, fucking a lot of people see that as a sign of a signal. It's really a sign of fucking chaos. Everything is coming together and it's going to explode up or down.
Right. And if it explodes up, you best be ready to push the button.
Be ready to push the button. I always see, let me take this back some. I see price. I see it as it's alive, it's organic. It's moving, it's flowing. That's what the money flow is about. It's just catching the flow of price.
Being in flow.
And look at, like if we were this is copper, but if I'm day trading this, and there's a doji right there, dude.
Yep.
So stage 4 starts to go sideways. It breaks the box. I don't know, Ethan, you've heard me talk about back in the box.
Yeah. We talked about that the other night.
Okay, where were we talking about that? Yeah.
On that when we were trading with Luis, we were.
That's right. I forgot about that trade. That was fun.
Because I think I mentioned something about like a double top, and you were like, and then you pointed out back in the box, and then ever since then you can't really unsee it.
Can't unsee it, and it could be at the top or the bottom.
Right.
So if you get a back in the box at the top, which I call the apex, it's the opposite of the anchor, right?
Right.
So as we go higher, as soon as the RSI goes extreme, I'm looking for confluence. I'm looking for it to stop. And then I don't know why this is hard for some people. It's the exact same as the stage 1, just reversed.
Right.
So I want the highest candle. I want another candle to not break it. And then, break down. Boom. That is the opposite. That's a stage 3 where it breaks the stage 3 box, or the other way around. It would break out of it like a false breakout and then back into the stage 3 box. That's a very bearish sign.
Right.
Now, obviously, if it keeps going sideways, now we can conclude, okay, maybe it's, it's going to need a couple runs at this. But to me, that's super bearish. We were talking about before. I'm looking to get short now.
Right.
Upon the box breaking, of course. But
and that's That's what I'm saying, especially on something like Bitcoin with those clear ranges. You know, to me, it's kind of a no-brainer. You know, when the patterns are so clean. You know.
Yeah, and then time continuity, looking at the higher time frames.
Making sure they all make sense.
It's something me and Jess will talk a lot about. Like, let's say you get what you think is a nice, like over here, you could have maybe a nice, looks like a nice short setup, right? You stopped here before. Remember, see how it tried to break out?
Yeah.
Came right back in. Super fucking bearish.
Yeah.
Same as on the bottom. And, then I might say, okay, I'm going to take a run at this short. But if the long-term trend is still to the upside, you may be taking a shot at something that it's only going to go a bar or two. I mean, you know what I mean? And then maybe start going sideways again. So I always try to keep the time continuity, the higher time frame. What is it doing? And then if I'll still take the trade against it because it's there, because it starts that way, right? Like it's the great run on a 1 minute. If that happens for long enough, it changes the 5 minute. Like
right. Well, and that's like I was telling you about, like when day trading, because for me, when like I use the 1, the 2, and the 5 especially, but like when all three of those are painting the same picture, I mean, you have to push the button. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Those, and I was going to say one of the things like about S&B Capital, that guy may sit around and totally wait the whole time until he gets all three, right? Like you may only get that perfect trade setup maybe 2 times that day. And if you look at the other trades we've taken, they were kind of there. They weren't quite there. It looked like it was about to go. I jumped it and then I got stopped out. And looking back, you're like, that wasn't even there at all, bro. Like,
and I think that's something that I want to kind of integrate to my trading too, is putting more risk on depending on the setup. Like if it's an A+ setup that I've taken time and time and time again, there's a clear target to the upside, I can get a good stop loss, right? Like to me, you need to deploy enough risk that's like bam. Whereas like, and then you might have like a B setup where it's like a few of the boxes are ticked, maybe lower your risk for that, because that's my thing is I like to trade the same setup, but they're never always the same quality. You know what I mean?
That's what I was going to say. The faster you can recognize, and let's say you characterize it, this is a low quality trade, but you want to trade.
Yeah.
Rather than not, and then just blow yourself up, just allow yourself to take that trade and then adjust. Like I'm going to take these smaller,
Yeah.
Well, because I know the quality's not there.
And especially like when your conviction is there, like it's different when you think it's going to go up, right? And then you get a 90% move to the downside. That's where it's like, wow, I couldn't have been more wrong. But to me, there's nothing worse than having an idea, cool, I think it's moving lower or higher, vice versa, not taking the trade, right? And it plays out exactly the way you analyzed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that hurts.
So, and that was my problem. A lot of times was I was more right than wrong on the direction. I struggled so bad with pushing the button, and then when I finally got my,
I have training for that, don't I, Jess?
Yeah.
A lot of people suffer from that, man.
Yeah.
And
it's something that I've
been live trading with me.
I've gotten a lot better on, which is good. So,
yeah,
especially since I've been trading with you.
I'll have people, and then they'll be like, well, I don't know if Ash is watching, but I would do that. I'm like, are you in? Oh, no, I missed that run. So I'm waiting. Click the goddamn button. Now you're in.
Right.
If the next bar goes below this bar, get out.
Right. Get out. Yeah.
Now you're in flow.
Yeah.
That fast, that quick. But let's say, what if it goes up, 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 up? Oh, now you made a little money.
Yeah.
And you didn't make the whole run. No, but I've done that where this is how I started doing that. I one time sat and watched it go on a literally historic run. And then on CNBC, they're like, I can't believe it. And I've just been sitting here watching it.
Yeah. That's how that happened to me it was the day after my wife and I got married. We were going on our honeymoon. Well, there was like a perfect setup.
You didn't take it over the honeymoon?
Huh?
Well, that was trying to be a good man, weren't you?
No, that was the thing is I analyzed it perfect. Well, during our flight, was like the prime trade time. Well, when we touched down in Punta Cana, gold had ran like $55 fucking.
And so rather enjoy it. You're thinking about, God damn it, I missed this gold trade.
Dude, she's sitting in the pool, we're having drinks, and I'm sitting there like, what the fuck, man? You know what I mean? I was beside myself. I was so pissed.
She's like, what's wrong, babe?
I analyzed the trade was like that, and when I came back, the move was like that. I mean, it was ginormous. I had to scroll up to find the top of the candle. It was immense.
Oh my. Now imagine you'd have caught that on the plane. You land, you're closing out the trade, and it's your honeymoon. It's like, you imagine? I am the man.
Right. I'm on cloud 9.
You know what I mean? You're pissed about this trade.
Yeah. It'd be biblical. You know what I mean? I was like, and I still have the screenshot. I'll have to send it to you. I mean, I literally had the little trade diagram on the chart of like my entry, my stop loss, and my take profit.
Do you keep that as like a reminder? Like, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, because I was scrolling through my pictures, like that's all I have is screenshots of my trades. Like there's so many of them. I was looking back through them, and I found that one.
You're like, hold on, let me show you my kid.
From Punta Cana,
Going through all your trades.
It was like opening up the wound again. I'm like, God damn, bro. It was it was like a 7 or an 8% move or something insane. So, and that was the craziest part was I don't even know what did it, you know, but I remember landing. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, I have several of these. That's why you'll never hear me talk about Netflix.
Right.
You ever hear? I mean, I'll put in FLY.
Right.
But you never hear me talk about Netflix. Like every once in a while, I'll put on my chart because I know other people trade it, but you're not going to get me to talk about it.
Right.
Because that motherfucker owes me like 50,000. Like, it really is literally like an ex-wife or something. Like I'm just like, looking at it. Fuck that stock, man.
Right.
I don't care if it was free money. I'm not taking it. Like, because I made my grandest mistake ever. I had it, like you said, I had it analyzed. I had the trade on. I was up $6,000 in the trade. To me, that was a lot of money. But what do I always say, Jess? What you paid for it
doesn't matter.
It has nothing to do with what's going to happen next.
Right.
So there are people that were buying it right then. They're not up $6,000. So if you take what you paid and use that in your analysis, it will skew you.
Right.
You know, you have to look at it as if, would I buy this right now, today, if I didn't own it? Am I in this? And if the answer is yeah, then you should probably add to it. Man, I had call options. I was up beautiful. I was like, I'm going to take down the shares, lock in the 6. I had these calls on there, but I was up like whatever in that. And this was a big trade for me. And they're doing earnings, and Netflix is no motherfucker when it comes to earnings, dude.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, I'll sell. I'm trying to debate, do I sell the calls? Do I sell the shares? I can't go in with all of this. Or what if I could? Because it was a stage 2. It's running. It's perfect. It just broke out like not too long ago. And I'm like, the RSI wasn't extreme yet. And so I made a plan. I sold the shares. I'm going to ride this with the calls, whatever, dude, literally 1 minute to close. I panic out of the blue.
Close it
all out.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker opens up like $70.
Yeah.
And never looked back.
Nope.
I mean, it ran for like $200 and I had like 25 call options. It would have literally I when I got to like 75 grand, I just stopped adding.
Yeah.
Because up to that point, the biggest trade I did, that would have, obviously I've never had a trade that big. So, and I was irrationally long. The point is like your size can affect your fucking view.
Yeah.
If I would have had 2 call options, you think I would have took them off? I would have been like, nah, let me lock in the 1,000. Fuck it. Let's leave these calls, see what happens. But because my size, it affected my, and I made an irrational decision after I'd already planned it out,
Right. Well, and see, but that's the thing is I would rather, be a little B and panic close because I was at least in it.
At least you tried, right?
You know what I mean? Then analyze something perfectly and not even be on the bus. You know what I mean? Because that is like a swift kick in the nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you mean though too, because it's like biggest trade.
I had it mapped out. I did a great strategy, and I just at the last minute changed my mind. It's like, why bother strategizing if you're just gonna fucking freak out at the last minute?
Well, and that was me with my analysis. It's like, what's the problem? Like, why are you going to analyze this if you're not going to execute on it? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. What else we got going on here? Now me like second income stream. I know Jess does too. I'm adding daily.
Yeah.
Almost daily stage ones, and I think that confuses people because they think I'm buying these gigantic positions, and I don't. I just every day I'm adding, trimming, adding. Dude, it's already down $2,000. Jesus fuck.
Yeah.
Copper. The Dow Jones is breaking out. I mean, I guess this continues on unless he's going to start doing executive orders. They said. So
yeah,
tomorrow
I think they said something like upwards of 100 of them today.
Jesus, dude. And there's going to be stocks that are directly affected by that.
Oh, absolutely.
Something else I don't talk a ton about, but I usually try to draw these channels,
Yeah.
And I was going to tell you, I don't know if we talked much about that. And this is something me and Jess try to, especially for trading together, how quick can you notice if you're in an uptrend channel or if you're in a sideways channel?
Right.
Or a down slope.
The down slope is the motherfucker.
I hate that crap. I hate it with a passion.
And
I just hate it.
Yeah.
Well,
and once you get one, dude, what's that?
I used to get lost in them a lot until I just zoomed all the way out, and then you can objectively look and like sometimes I'll draw the lines just to visualize it and then get rid of them.
Project it out.
Then it's
and just acknowledge, hey, we might be, because the second confirmation is you're in one. And I try to catch on faster than that. And one way is, like you said, quality of trade is the highest setup when I have a lower high and a lower high and a lower low. Like you can almost draw it.
Right.
Is this a quality setup if we're being reasonable and logical? No. So maybe this is where we downsize, Or if you win big, I tend to, my best time trading is the first hour. A lot of people say it's not. When the open hits, I'm in. I don't give a fuck. Up, short or long, let's go.
Right.
And I'm in immediately if I'm there,
Yeah.
I don't wait for trend direction. I know that from yesterday. And then I'm looking at going into it. You're looking at from pre-morning.
Yeah.
And I'm in. Boom, let's go. A lot of times people want to wait for it to settle. What do we settle? What? Like let's go.
Well, and that was the one thing I do like about futures is like I'll map out like the overnight low, the Asian low, daily, whatever, you know what I mean? And then like more times than not, like if we break a stage 3 box, right, and there's a clear low of day 100 points below, I think that's a pretty good target. I think that just makes sense. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I need to start doing is hopping in right at the open. As long as you have an analysis of what's going on.
And you could always just jump in at a smaller size,
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
This gold, we usually trade we're in the UGL. Look at that. I mean, this is support and not a supply zone to me. Or resistance, I mean. See how it hits it, comes down, hits it, comes down.
Yeah.
To me, that's, if you hear me say support and resistance or a supply zone, that's not really a supply or demand zone. Like it's just one,
Yeah.
Versus if it's banging it, and then it goes down, and then banging it, and then goes down. To me, that's the multiple of candles begin to create a zone,
Yeah.
Look at these dojis though. The only problem is this is gold. Gold runs 24/7 during the week, right?
Yep.
And that can kind of throw off the stock charts. So you'd really want to go to like the continuous gold contract. And I bet if we do, I don't know that there's a doji right. Where was that? There's a doji right here. Let me check the continuous contract and see if that had a go. So if you ever on stock charts, if you just go to $ gold, it'll give you the continuous gold contract. And if you notice, I don't see a
daily,
doji.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, wait, right here. Yeah, this is the daily, and they report delayed. I wish they'd get it together on that. No,
well, and that's like That's like, you see the chart pattern right there.
Mm-hmm.
You got a wedge or whatever term you want to. I think it's all subjective on what you call the shit, but it broke out of that on January 14th.
Yeah, this is where these are the things that Jess doesn't know because she only studies the money flow. I'll be like, this.
Hey, I'm not trying to come in and
this is a pennant. It's a double top. People's minds. Yeah. This is the 5 cycles of Elliott waves. Man, you want to talk about some shit that'll fuck your head up? Elliott waves.
You want to go down a rabbit hole?
Man,
we can do it.
That Gann fan. I was going to tell you, look that shit up, man. I was all into it. I have to send you some books. I have books on trading the S&P 500 with moon cycles.
Yeah,
oh my god, that's hilarious.
What's crazy though, and it's just randomness. You come over here and they're like, okay, when was a full moon? Just the other day, right? So you would plot it, and then you'll be like, God damn.
Yeah, they'd say, see that right there?
Right, and you do this, you'll start to see it. And then you're like, wow, whenever it falls on a doji too. The problem is that's just randomness.
Right. But yeah, no, I think the broad spectrum chart patterns on the higher time frames are a good thing to keep an eye out or just be aware of,
Well, on the gold here, if we're talking about it has the similar pattern, right?
Yeah.
But it just got broke. So that, in traditional schooling, that's a breakout of a bullish wedge, right?
Yep.
Did you know that, Jess?
No.
Right. So in the money flow, and I know all those things, I just don't know that it's necessary. I just like, okay, here's support. Price got above the 5, so we're in. Here's the previous high.
Right.
We're getting the same thing, right?
Well, no, and that's for me. It's less something. It's not something that I use as much, but more something that I just am aware of for overall what the market is. You know what I mean?
I'll call those sometimes a wind up too.
Yeah.
You'll start to see it where it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. Is this way, especially on a 1-minute chart? And we're expecting a breakout on that.
Yeah, and then you get a big, powerful breakout.
Typically, right? I've just, when I first started teaching the money flow, of course, I know all these things and pennants and and I think what's important to know too is none of those are in and of themselves a trading method.
Right.
It's when you, in my opinion, it's confluence.
Yeah,
when you get right. And I typically look at 6 things, you might say 5 or 7, whatever. And like you said earlier, I think you mentioned this earlier, Ethan, once you have 3 or more, it has your attention.
Yeah.
I might even start to enter.
Yeah.
And then I get the 4th one, I add a little more, and by the time we get all 6, I'm already all in.
Yeah. And see, but on the opposite side of that too, when you start to get things you don't like, you can scale back and get out of it or whatever.
Yeah, that's when you're
in
flow. It's hard to do that when you're doing something else. This is where when people are like Jess, they're texting their friends.
Bro, I'm not texting my friends.
I
I'm
know.
not doing anything that's making money. Jesus fuck.
I'll just see it if you were listening.
That's why I always make it known so you don't call me out.
Oh, dude, I'll do that in live. People sometimes they don't know what to do because like they just met me and we're doing something, and then they'll go to we're talking. They grab their phone and I'm like, "You want to talk to them or me?"
Right.
They'll pause because they don't. I'm just fucking with them.
You text
them? And I'm just fucking with them because I'm gonna do that to people because there's gonna be time. I'm doing shit like I'm a YouTuber, Instagrammer. Like I got a lot going on. I usually don't though if I want to talk to you. Like, did you see me on my phone much?
No.
When I was with you guys, no. And like if me and Jess are working, I don't get on my phone.
Right.
And so sometimes I'll correct them. I go, "Hey, I'm a social influencer, right?" And they'll be like, "Yeah." And I haven't been on my phone.
Right.
Why are you? You're not. So who are you talking to right now?
Right.
And sometimes just trying to, because sometimes it's habit. You don't even mean to. It's literally your friend from Ohio and you haven't talked to him in 4 months. And then out of habit, you'll just do it.
Right.
And I'm just trying to catch their attention. It's like, hey, you're not going to be here long. So let's focus on this. Unless it's really important, I'll stop and wait on you, and but some of it is, I have like, my friend Nick came one time, we're doing training and one-on-ones. He had an earbud in the whole time. So if his phone rang, he needed to take it. So rather than check his fucking phone nonstop, he had it set to ring in his ear.
Yeah, that's smart.
That's smart. Because then finally I was like, bro, why do you haven't, because I noticed he had the earbud in. He's like, oh man, I didn't want, he goes, I know how you hate phones ringing. I was like, oh, okay. I like that. But he was still taking his calls, and then we'd be walking along talking. He'd take a call, and he's closed 2 deals while we're walking through the French Quarter. But he get off phone, boom. Now we're back to, now it was just the way he did it,
Yeah.
All right, that's gold. I think bonds are interesting. We called the exact bottom on bonds.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, that was right there. Boom. That day.
You're still looking to add here, right?
To bonds?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think anything. I mean, I'm down so much I could honestly add anywhere and it would lower my price point. But sticking to the strategy.
Yeah, of course.
I'm looking, and there's also one way to this is a concept we used to talk a lot about. I haven't talked a lot about it in a while. If you're trading, let's say you're position trading, and when it runs up here, ordinarily we trim, right? Sometimes people go, well, I don't want to trim because I'm underwater. Okay, but what you paid for it doesn't matter. That's still a stage 3, and it's still going down.
So it doesn't matter what your P&L is. You should still follow the system.
If you're trading, if that's
Right.
Because if you don't in day trading and you try to I'm not going to trim until I'm green, you could fuck around and lose a lot of money.
Yeah, you'll get
and you could have made it back trade by trade, right?
Right.
So you could have took some off here, maybe closed it out. You didn't write all this down. Now you're back in. You run up, you take some off here, you make a little but now we're back down here. And of course that's position trading. But to translate that to day trading, man, if you get caught in a down move, let's say you get caught, and we've all done this. I'm down 200. I'm still in the trade, and now I get a stage 1. And you're like, cool. If I add here, if this thing runs, I'm going to get back faster.
Right.
Okay. So you add. It starts to break. It doesn't. It comes right back into the box. This is bearish.
Right.
But you can't react because you're down.
Right.
So now, based on the price you paid, you're going to trade stupid. Right. I mean, I do it. I catch myself doing it. I don't want to take that loss. But here's the crazy thing. It's still a loss on your screen. The balance is gone, right?
Right.
So if you get out and then the next bar comes, you can get right back in.
Yeah, just click the button.
Yeah, that's what I never understood when people are hesitant to get out, because it's like you've already in theory lost that money. You know what I mean? And by bullshitting around, right? The potential for that gap to widen also widens.
That's cool that you've caught that early, because man, I'm telling you, there are people that they'll never be a day trader because of that.
Well, it just comes down to, would you rather have a small loss or a big loss? I would much prefer, when I inevitably lose money, to lose as little as possible.
And which means you're going to take a lot of losses.
Well, and I'd say that's the only way. That's the only way. I mean, there's people, traders that are profitable 30% of the time and extract 20 million out of the market.
That's what I was going to say. People ask me all the time, well, what's your winning percentage? First off, I don't track it because I don't give a fuck.
No one cares.
Yeah, I'm trying to make money, bro. I could win 10% of the time, but if I make $1 million on the 10 and I only lose 100 grand on the rest of it,
right, it
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But typically that's people that were fucking around with Forex.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is about Forex, but they have this goddamn win percentage thing. The system works 80% of the time.
I was about to say,
right. You could have something that wins 90% of the time and you don't make any money.
Right. Well, and it's like, let's look at this objectively, right? If we have a system that wins 90% of the time, it's proprietary as they come.
Bro,
right?
You think
I'm
I'm
not
going to
sell
that
it to you on Instagram for one-time payment of $2.99.
You don't, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. It's crazy. Just even the thought, of
yeah.
Well, and I've went around and I had a guy go, well, if your shit works, why don't you just code it and then create an app and then just like you're telling me, and I go, because I don't think that works, man.
Right.
I think, I hate to tell you this, but I am using some intuitiveness.
Yeah.
I am using I'm a discretionary system trader.
Right.
And I'm using my discretion to know when to back up the truck, so to speak, or when to trade less. And we could have the exact win ratio and you make twice as much money as I did.
Right.
Because on these 3 trades, you thought the setup was so perfect that you went bigger than normal, or you quickly cut a trade that I took a big loss on because you very quickly saw it. Now we both got the loss, so we got the same win to get what I'm saying? You just have intuitiveness to know,
we could be trading the exact same size, the exact same account balance.
Yeah.
And a slight difference in our trade management would make, like you said, a big difference.
We do it all the time in the TQQ room. Jess, how many times have you had a losing day and everybody's in there like, woo?
Yeah.
You're
and
like,
then
why am I losing?
And then when some people are like whining that they lost, I was green.
You're green. Yeah. And we're all trading the same.
Or even when you're red, sometimes I'm green, and when I'm red, you're green.
That could have been the difference in one trade that day.
Yeah.
That one big one that went on $1.20. We used to call those a G run or whatever. My preference, it was a grand, meaning $1. We made $1,000 if you had 1,000 shares.
Right.
They thought it was something about myself, but it is a $1 run is a G run, man. But what if you only got 500 shares and you normally trade 1,000?
Right.
And you had a bunch of losers that day. You end up break even. Everyone else is up, and you guys did the exact same trading. It could be that simple.
And I think that's why it'd be so important to have a system of ranking your setups, right? Because then there'd be no reason to take all of them.
You know what I mean? Did you hear that, Jess?
Because you like you said, you scratch that itch because it's like, is this a good setup? No. Do I want to take a trade? Well, that's a stupid question.
Yeah, but obviously me and Gerald just get in no matter what. We still go against the histogram. We don't actually just say, oh, it's perfect. We still get in.
But I just mean on like the setups where it's like perfect.
A quality ranking would be cool, man. And in your mind, is that a 1 to 10? Is that A to F? What is that? Like an A trade, a B trade?
Probably like an A, B, and C, and if you were really disciplined, you would take A and B, which I'm not disciplined enough to do. You know what I mean? Like I said, if I get
an F trade is just, it's a straight stage 4 and you're like, fuck it, this is the bottom. And there's literally nothing telling you that.
Like to
that
me,
would be an F trade. I mean,
yeah, to me, a stage 1 would be like, or a tier 1 or a state, like a, B, whatever, would be like TMF, right? Where you have a historical low, right? It's never ever been lower, not once. You know what I mean? Turns around.
Yeah, I agree.
Like gets above the 5. You know what I mean? When it's like when you zoom out on the chart where there's that much upside potential, why
blue
are you
sky?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
we call that blue sky. There's no overhead.
We're gonna go to the moon. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly. It's unlimited.
The kids, you guys now call it to the moon. We used to call it blue sky.
Right. And like even if you don't load the boat, like it's say 3850, right? But you have like a progressive buying zone or program, whatever the hell you want to call it, right?
Pyramid.
Where you You know what I mean? Because I feel and then you can gradually, as it pushes, that's when you can scale out, you know what I mean? And whatever.
That's hard for people to do. It's like, say you bought 1,000 shares, you're winning. It pauses just a second.
Yeah.
Fuck it. You add to the trade instead of taking it down. There's times we do that, right? Just like normally you should be trimming here, but I'm not fucking trimming. I'm adding.
Yeah. Cause if it goes up now,
we're making more. If it even slightly goes down, bam, I take it all off.
Yeah. And then if you don't get off right away, then you fucked yourself. But if it goes up, and you get out right away, it's not that risky if you get out right away, and if it goes up.
We used to call that pyramiding when I first started.
Like on TMF, right? Like at like $40.80, that monthly candle will have flipped bullish.
On TMF? Oh, the month. Oh man, yeah. These charts look amazing, don't they?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. And I'm obviously telling people go
on a weekly
put your
or
life
monthly?
savings on bonds, but like that's what to me an A+ setup is. That
On weekly or monthly?
the monthly.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, it's like right around like or 54.
Yeah,
is like when the monthly will flip bullish.
Yeah. Now, usually on the leverage ones like TMF, we always go to the TLT.
Yeah.
But even still, I mean, look at that support right there.
Well, and like you said, I think in one of your videos, you always look at the
unleveraged.
Yeah, like the underlying or whatever. Yeah, before.
And this is a good example of what happens. They both tell a story though.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just went a little lower, but look, it also stopped where it stopped. The chart just looks slightly different.
Right.
But like you said, that support is there. I mean, look at this, dude.
But then I guess theoretically speaking, TMF also has downside potential based on these lows on, you know what I mean? So just because it stopped there this time. So, I mean, I guess that would always be something to be aware of. But yeah, that's when
we got to go all the way back to 2014 for the TLT to be at this price.
Right.
The government 20-year treasury bond. The prices we're trading at are from 2012 to 2015 in that range.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Wow.
That's crazy, man. Like what happened to the goddamn bond? And they used to teach people 40% bonds, 60% stocks, right? And that was called the, what do they call that? The 60-40 portfolio. If you don't want to think about it, you just want to be an investor, you do 60-40 fucking rebalance it. If you did that, you've been destroyed. And then they wonder why people don't trust financial advisors.
Right.
And I wonder how many financial advisors did that.
Well, and that's what I got a lot of grief from guys at work about stocks and stuff. I'm like, well, I'm picking stuff that's going straight up. You know what I mean? Like my average on Nvidia is $39. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, is an advisor going to get you in Nvidia at $39? Probably not. You know what I mean?
So that's bring it up, man.
No, he doesn't want. Hey, GP, he doesn't want to talk about it. You know what I mean?
The reason is, and he, of course, anytime people can be sued, that's the problem. Right. Your advisor can be sued, man.
Yeah. Right.
So, anybody that has a license is never going to tell you like the big jam,
Right.
Think about it. Even as a nurse or a doctor, the shit they'd like to say to you right now.
We can't because you got to protect the license.
Right. But if that was your best friend and you're a doctor, you'd be like, look, bro, I'm not saying this as a doctor. I'm telling you as a friend who knows a lot of shit. Here's what I would do. Yeah. And I try to do that too. Obviously, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. I don't sit around too much worrying about that other than a cease and desist. And I don't want to cease and desist the MFG Discord. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But let's say, like, I'm really sure this is not a thing. Like, I'm in federal prison. Like, what you in for, bro? Picking stocks.
Right. So backwards.
I help people get rich. So they didn't like it. They locked me up. Like,
yeah, you're a grifter.
Right. The shit people tend to go to prison for is front running.
Right.
And that's why I stopped talking about penny stocks, because they arrested 7 influencers. People don't understand this. As an influencer, you can be fucking arrested for saying things. You can have your websites taken down. It can be unfair because a bunch of people just reported you.
Yeah.
Like most people at their job don't have the fear when they walk in, they're going to be arrested. Well, some jobs do, obviously. Being a police officer comes with a lot of, if you fuck up at work as a cop, you could go to jail.
Yeah, for sure.
As a doctor or a nurse, if you did something that's just totally wrong and you just weren't using your head and you were drinking the night before, you could actually probably be arrested, right?
Yeah. But as you should, right?
Right. Oh, there you are. Look like your screen froze. Your eyes went down, and then, or did you fall asleep? Did you have narcolepsy there? Did you fall asleep?
No.
Oh, it was like your screen stopped and your eyes were closed for like 30 seconds.
Dude, I don't have fucking narcolepsy.
Yeah, it's like literally you go and it freezes. And I was like, is she sleeping? And then it came back up. I wish I had narcolepsy. I kind of think I do have narcolepsy.
Ew, I don't want that. You
well,
just fall asleep on demand?
Yeah, bro, when you have sleep apnea. I used to bad. That's how I found out I had sleep apnea. Like I would be so goddamn tired, you know? And then I went, that's what happened. I found out I wasn't breathing.
You would just fall asleep sitting up?
Yeah, like right here. If you give me a moment, a second, don't put me in a car. God damn, dude. Put me in a car. It's over, man.
Even right now, if we didn't talk to you for 3 minutes, you'd fall asleep?
I could. I mean, depending on the situation. Absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't I? I could fall asleep in a car. But to be, remember I told you as a kid, my mom, to get me to go sleep, used to drive me around in a car.
Right.
So to me, being driven in a car comes with these connotations of rest, relaxation. That's when I work on my books. Like I'm chilling on a road trip. Let's go.
Right.
Like I feel at home on a road trip, man, like that kind of stuff. But I don't want to drive. I'm not going to help you with the map. I'm not going to tell you anything. Like, right. Dan's got to do the map and drive.
Yeah, the driver is totally in charge of the map. I'm not co-piloting shit.
Yeah, I'm not.
The driver is doing all that. I'm not
doing
here
the
for
old
that.
school shit where we're playing card games and I'm away.
It's too annoying. It's so
I might
annoying.
have earbuds in day trading. Like I'm not even paying attention.
Yeah.
Don't want to. That's my time.
If you're driving, you got to look at the GPS. You're the one in control. You need to know what's going on. You're not relying on other people to tell you what's going on as a driver.
Bro, I can't wait for electric cars or self-driving cars. You know how easy it'd be to go to New Orleans right now? I would just pull the car up. I would just get in and I'd work and I'd arrive there after day trading. At the end of the trading day, I'd be arriving there. And then I'd get out, go in house, hang out. And then if I wanted to come home, I could just sleep in the fucking car on the way back. Like it would be perfect.
He's on his way and you have this.
Okay, I'll move it. All right. Damn. Don't interrupt the show or nothing. Damn. She was telling me my AC guy was coming and I needed to move things. What was I going to say? I got sidetracked there. See what happens? Damn, I don't forgot what I was saying. What were we talking about? Oh, sleeping in the car. Yeah. That's a bad one but I stopped driving. I don't drive anymore. I mean, sometimes I got to drive myself, obviously. And if I do, I try to use that as a time to shoot some video or talk or listen to something, you know. I can't just drive. I don't know how people just go through life just driving. They're just listening to music. They don't learn anything. They're not studying anything. They're just fucking taking the weekends off, just fucking going fishing. I mean, just sitting in a fucking garage spooning with their best friends and just a couple guys drinking beers with their shirts off.
Right.
Oh my God.
There's no other dudes around. Nothing weird about that. Yeah, that's around 30. I just couldn't even hang out with people anymore, man. I just felt like they were going nowhere, you know?
Right.
And let's at least pretend like we want to go somewhere.
Right. Well, mediocre people don't like high achievers, and high achievers don't like mediocre people.
Ooh, you know? That's tweetable.
Hey, put it on a t-shirt.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Tweet that.
That's what I'm saying. Put it on a t-shirt.
You came up with 2 shirts today, man.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that. Put a trailer.
Yeah, you gotta put those on before I even get it out. He's got shirts made, posted them on Discord.
Hey, no,
there's people that do that, man.
Hey, no, feel free.
I've had several people just take my shit and put it on a shirt, man, and add it to their clothing line. I was like, wow, okay, yeah, run with that. Yeah, just take my saying, man. You know, at least cut me in on it. Fuck, if you're gonna sell them, cut me in on it. I'll promote them.
Right, what's that percentage looking like?
Yeah, I'll wear them. You know who made this logo, right?
No, I don't.
My wife drew it one day.
Oh, did she?
I liked it, man. And then I went and, I got it tattooed. I'm the only guy I've ever met with candlesticks tattooed on him.
That's awesome.
Wow.
But I meet people all the time. Oh, Gerald, all I want to be is a trader. Oh, really? Because you got a lot of tattoos with flowers and skulls.
Right.
Like, what is all this? Because I mean, if this is really what you're thinking about, and it's all that's on your mind, why don't you tattoo that on you? Right, like tattoo some stock shit, bro. Then they're hesitant to do that, and it's like, okay, but I thought you said that was because this is just a flower. Like put some stock shit on you, man. I'm fixing to get the money flow 4 stages. I'm just trying to think of how to do it because I wanted to have a bull and a bear behind it, like fighting.
Yeah,
and then the candles doing the pattern. like a big piece. And then I wanted to, I got a couple of them because every tattoo artist I ask, how many stock tattoos have you done? They're like, what? Like nobody does that.
Right. What is a stock?
Yeah. How do you do it in the form of tattoos? It's difficult. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Dice and playing cards kind of play with the trader theme.
Yeah,
you can mix in dice. I was going to do some dice with the dice say MFG.
Oh, that's dope.
So there's 3 dice. Instead of having numbers when it flips, it's going to say MFG on the dice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was cool rather than numbers,
Right.
Somebody said full naked chest across the chart. No, I'm probably going to do the Money Flow Gang one across the chest. Just full size. Then I'm going to get jacked on steroids like
You
Wes
should
Watson.
get that.
Just like jacked like Wes Watson. No, I won't even bother getting jacked. I'll just stay the way I am. And then I'll just have them and I'll sit like Wes does where he kind of sits sideways. And so you can just see Money Flow Gang. And then you ever see how he just takes his shirt off and talks?
Oh, that's funny.
That's what I'll do. He said on top of a dead pig. Pigs get slaughtered. Oh, I hadn't thought of that one. Like a sword and just piles of dead pigs on it. That's an idea. That's kind of creative. I wouldn't do that, but that's what I'm trying to think on is shit like that. That if you're a stock person, you look at that, you're like, is that a bull and a bear? Like,
right. It's like if you know kind of thing.
If you know, right? Otherwise, yeah. But the candlesticks and the chart pattern, I wanted to do various ones like a box with a breakout.
Yeah.
Maybe some RSI patterns where it just goes above the line. I don't know. I'm thinking on them. And what's funny is I have all these people say that's weird, and then they tell me all they want to be is a trader, and then they have all this weird shit tattooed on them, and I don't understand that.
Right.
Like you have actual video game tattooed on you, like Mario.
Right. Is that an anime character?
You have Mario from Nintendo on you.
Right.
But the idea of having a stock tattoo is crazy, and yet you want to be a trader. So, Panda. I was working on the Panda where he's kind of overweight. Most pandas are, and he's got an MFG shirt, and he's like smoking his cigarette, and he's like, I don't know. I've had various themes on the Panda trader, or a fucking sword. Maybe he's got a sword, or I like guns better. So,
you and the Panda always cracks me up.
Like an MFG shirt.
Yeah. Well, because pandas are just chaos. Every video I've ever seen, they're falling out of trees and rolling around and shit.
Do you know anybody that owns one?
No.
No, they have no owners. Nobody's rich enough to own a panda. It eats too goddamn much. It's too big. It doesn't get hurt. You can't keep them in a zoo. They're the ultimate baller animal.
I mean, good thing people take care of them because they probably kill themselves,
Right, they are.
Big trees and jumping out.
Other people give them their money, like
Yeah.
they feed them. Then they have no natural predators. Nobody eats a panda.
Right.
Because of where they live, there are no predators. That's why they're dumb and fat. Like they don't have to run. They don't have to fight.
Hey, they just exist.
They just exist, and they're super rich. Like they're just so rich, they're fat. Like that's been my thing. People are like, why do you think? And and who doesn't like them? Everybody likes panda bears, man. You'd be a real dick to go fuck pandas, man.
Right.
Yeah, they're not like dolphins, though. But hey, I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
You.
Yeah.
Nice seeing you, Ethan. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, no problem. Good to see you guys.
Peace out.
Peace out.
All right, see you later.
See ya.
See.